Prejudice is an intergroup phenomenon stemming from groups' material interests and perceptions of entitlement, deprivation, and threat. Rena Virk was a girl with a large family that immigrated from India to British Columbia. They were Jehovah's Witnesses and lived in a small, predominantly white town known as Saanich. In November 1997, Rena was bullied and attacked by 8 other students from her school and was subsequently murdered by 2 of them. She was 14 years old. According to a case analysis, this crime occurred in part because of a pervasive climate of ethnocentrism and sexism. Fortunately, most stigmatized children do not face the ultimate consequence experienced by Rena Virk. But nonetheless, prejudice and discrimination in children can be powerful and can contribute significantly to adolescent mental health issues. Bloodlust Under the Bridge is the title of a documentary based on the Rena Virk case. If you're interested, I suggest watching it, but be warned, it can be very upsetting. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Peta, and today my presentation will be focusing on the development of prejudice in children. This topic is very important as many believe that in order to reduce prejudice in society, we need to focus on preventing discriminative attitudes in children. I'll first speak about the previous research surrounding this topic and theories, then outline their limitations. Finally, I will conclude this slideshow by presenting future research questions that I would like to pursue in my research proposal. It's often assumed that prejudice attitudes are developed in a child through the influence of their parent or authoritative figure in a child's life. However, a study by McCluskey, 2016, revealed that there is no longitudinal evidence to support this. McCluskey actually found that in a sample of 507 adolescents, they showed significant bidirectional influences from both the child and the parent. McCluskey also noted that adolescents who said their parents were supportive had higher parent-child correspondence in prejudice compared to youth with low parental support. Therefore, McCluskey suggests that contextual factors are also important for understanding prejudice. In Rupert Brown's book titled Prejudice, Its Social Psychology, he states that social categorization is a precursor for prejudice, meaning when individuals see a person of a certain ethnicity, we automatically categorize them for our own understanding. This then leads to stereotyping, which then leads to prejudice. Brown states that categorization of information was a necessary part of human evolution, as it is a way in which humans understand their environments. Therefore, according to Brown's book, categorization is an inescapable feature of human existence. In the 1940s, Clark and Clark published a series of studies that assessed the psychological effects of segregation on children. These were known as the doll tests. The test consisted of 2 identical dolls with their only difference being skin tone, one white and one dark. Clark and Clark worked with multiple African American children by asking them questions about the dolls in front of them. The children were then asked questions such as, which is the nice doll? Often the children would point to the white doll. When asked, which doll looks bad? The majority of the children would point to the black doll. This pattern continued throughout Clark and Clark's study, revealing that African American children have a negative predisposition regarding their own skin. Replications of this study have been conducted multiple times with different samples of children, all with correlating conclusions with those of Clark and Clark. On this slide, I've attached a YouTube link to another replication of this study. If you're interested, you can also watch that as well. But again, it's very sad. A version of the original Clark doll test was conducted by Katz in 2003, who followed 200 families with infants for 6 years in order to understand the development of prejudice. When the children reached age 3, Katz conducted a test on the children to evaluate if they would judge people differently based on ethnicity. Katz showed the white participating children photographs of other white and black children. The participants were then asked questions like, which child will win in a game? Or, which child will do something naughty? Katz reported a surprising amount of prejudice in the children's responses. She suggests that perhaps prejudice is innate, as children from infant ages can differentiate between people. They cry when a stranger picks them up, they stare when they see someone with a physical abnormality, etc. By age 5, the children began to show signs of prejudice against race, gender, age, physical ability, body weight, and attractiveness. Overall, prejudice is very important for everyone's well-being. From these findings, children develop prejudices from very young ages, with multiple factors influencing and developing their opinions. However, this research area is difficult and has limitations. Specific context and experiences of each child in the study can differ significantly, making the exact roots of prejudice difficult to identify. Another large gap in this area of research is the use of Indigenous Australian samples. Therefore, if maternal prejudice is significant in Aboriginal communities, do children from remote Indigenous communities with strong connections to their cultures have the same self-deprecating opinions? Does a child's connection to their culture impact their sense of identity? And will children with strong cultural connections value their identity more than children who do not have a cultural connection? These are questions that I wish to seek to answer in my research proposal. Thank you.